Hello transport nerds and welcome back to Talking Planning. For today's transport journey, it's a flashback to December 2020 when I still lived in Brisbane and the annual festive tradition of closing a large portion of the rail network for maintenance was alive and well. Christmas track closures tend to be some of the largest on our rail networks, with hundreds of buses substituting for trains. So, let's check out one of Thompsons' more unusual rail buses, a Mercedes-Benz OH1830LE with a custom CB80 body. Jumping on board, you're immediately greeted by the typical CB80 interior and a seat fabric you might be familiar with if you're a regular on Transit Systems buses in Sydney, or if you've caught Bus Queensland to Woomba's Mercedes OH1830LEs. I have a hunch both of these may have been part of a cancelled order, as this bus was an ex-Mercedes demo, and the Bus Queensland ones are listed as ex-stock, but if you know the story here, do feel free to share it down below. Having a closer look around the interior, the CB80, especially with its light coloured roof panels, manages to be light and airy, something that helps this design stay fresh and modern, even if the interior is a little plastic fantastic compared to some other offerings. A staple of a good bus, this vehicle has comfortable bench seats with good padding, and there are a reasonable number of stop bells available. Despite this bus's relatively low age, I've never seen or even heard of it being used in route service. For a low-floor bus that's less than 10 years old, I've always found that quite strange. But then again, maybe Thompsons was just taking a leaf out of Telford's book. And maybe Queensland is also ready for modern low floors that are focused just on charters and school runs. So, what powers such a bus? Being a 2013 build, I'd be comfortable assuming this is a Euro 4 or 5 version, with a Mercedes 11.96 litre turbo diesel, 299 horsepower and 1250 newton meters of torque, all delivered through a 6-speed ZF box. So, let's have a quick listen now. When it comes to transport variety, it's pretty hard to beat a good rail replacement weekend, as buses from all sorts of backgrounds come out to play, and it's a great opportunity to travel on board something different than the usual route service offerings. Traditionally, at least in Queensland, coaches have dominated rail replacements, with Denning Phoenixes at Thompsons and Kangaroo bus lines, BCIs and Bonlux from Brisbane bus lines, and Logan Coach's BCI Classmasters and King Longs both being regular sites on rail. And for good measure, throw in some smaller operators like Red and White, Lighthouse Tour and Charter, and Original Tours, along with many others who lend a hand when needed. I am glad to see the high floor dominance start to shift away, and low floors are becoming more of a regular fixture on rail replacement. This offers passengers wheelchair accessibility and improves general ease of boarding and alighting for passengers when trains aren't operating. More recently, Thompsons has also acquired a bunch of ex-Ventura low floors for rail replacements, which hopefully will continue to shift toward offering more accessible rail replacement services. With early generations of low floors now ready for retirement from major route service fleets, there will be a much greater variety of low floors looking for a new home, and I believe rail replacement is a good fit. Still, this particular bus is a good decade newer than those ex-Ventura buses, and should have plenty of life left ahead of it. It does still surprise me that a relatively modern bus like this is limited to school, charter and rail replacements, but it does offer quite an upgrade for accessibility and space when compared to the buses we've been accustomed to seeing on rail around SEQ for many years. So now I've arrived at Albion, it's time to say thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Before we finish today's video, I just wanted to do a quick call out. I haven't had anywhere near as much time to travel over the last few months, but I wanted to do a bit of a different review. So if you've got local transport options, maybe you've got a favourite bus, train, tram or ferry from around your area, or some form of even more obscure public transport, send a pic, and you might even get featured in a Talking Planning overall ranking video from anything that you send in transport related. So keep an eye out for that one, send them to the social links down there, and I will see you again soon.